So we have already seen how we can find the unit vector along line AB, and I want to use this unit vector to find eventually a force which is going to act along this line. We'll get to that in a minute. So recall that the unit vector along line AB, which we call it U sub AB, can be determined by taking the ratio of the position vector AB divided by the magnitude. Remember, the magnitude is shown as absolute value. So you guys, you can go back and take a look at the video on the unit vector, the example of that. So you guys remember that what we did, we used the coordinates of A and B, we subtract the initial, which is point A, from final, which is point B, and then we divide it by the magnitude or the length of, or the distance from A to B. So we have a minus 3i. This is the unit vector, this is the position vector RAB, plus 2j plus 6k, divided by the magnitude of this, which is 7. So then we wrote the unit vector AB as, you could actually look at it individually, like the example you've seen before. So minus 3/7i plus 2/7j plus 6/7k. So we've already seen this. Now, how are we going to use this unit vector to resolve a force vector into its components? So let me erase this unit vector here. Okay. So now imagine if we have a force acting along AB, which has certain magnitude. So let's say this force, F, has a magnitude of 1400 newtons. And I want to take this force and figure out what is the X component of this force, what is the Y component of this force, and what is Z component of this force. So basically all we have to do is simply, anytime you want to describe a force in terms of its, in the Cartesian form, so-called Cartesian form, IJK, all you have to do is to say, okay, this force as a vector is equal to the magnitude of the force, which is the 1400 newtons, times the unit vector along the line of action of the force, which is UAB. So now let me move to the next page and we'll try to work it out. Okay, so once again, we said that this force magnitude is 1400 times the unit vector along AB. So remember, unit vector has magnitude of 1. So if you multiply 1 by 1400, the magnitude is still 1400. So the magnitude is not affected. So here we go. So 1400, remember the unit vector, I had it a minute ago. It was minus 3/7i plus 2/7j plus 6/7k. So you could see how I picked up 1400 to make things easy. So 1400 times minus 3/7i, again 1400 times 2/7j, and so on. So clearly we get minus 600i plus 400j plus 1200k. So what does this mean? This says, okay, the X component of this 1400 Newton force is 600 acting in the negative direction. The Y component is 400 acting in the positive direction, and the Z component is 1200 acting in the positive Z direction. And the magnitude of this, if you do a square root of 600 squared, 400 squared, and 1200 squared, is 1400. But now we know its X component, Y component, and Z component. This is, by the way, this format of the force is known as the Cartesian format. Cartesian refers to a three-dimensional force. Rectangular is for a two-dimensional force, just I and J. So Cartesian means I, J, and K in general.